Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Just getting all nice and cozy in my room. Just a little cold today for some reason, don't know why, but we are here. I'm actually recording this hopefully the day this also goes online, so hopefully I'll make this short and sweet, but we'll see. Um, I have been wanting to do a predictions video for the fall season for, just film at the box office. And of course, we're already midway or close to midway through November. Just, God, time just flies. So, or at least we're, already in the midst of November. And I figured just to give uh, my predictions as to how I think film will do for the last few months in 2024. Now, this year obviously has not been great. A lot of failures, a lot of disappointments, a lot of just needing to readjust, we shall say. And we've discussed a few on this channel already. But before we get into November proper, I wanted to kind of give a recap for October and give you guys uh, my predictions there because this is how long I've been trying to record this video. I was wanting to do this back in October, but just never found the time to upload it. Never found the time to really dedicate time and sit down with it. So now, we're in November, and now I'm finally uploading it. So there you go. Um, so I just want to look at October real quick, just to show you guys my predictions there. So So the first big one obviously was Joker Folia Dukes. I had said maybe at that time. The projections were not too great, but I figured that people might show up for it, and well, I was proven wrong about that. Um, Other projects that I threw in just out of curiosity, The Apprentice, which was the Donald Trump biopic. I said no on that just because of the limited release window that had gotten, and that, well, did not do well. Uh, then Smile 2, I ended up saying yes because I thought it would have a smaller budget attached to it, and coming in out of October is a perfect time window for that sort of film, and that ended up doing pretty well. And then finally, most recently, of course, Venom: The Last Dance. I said maybe on that as well because those films specifically have other looming factors that contribute to their successes. With the first film, it was because a lot of the hype surrounding superheroes at the time, with Infinity War and Endgame, taking the big stance, taking the big, uh, taking a lot of the viewers' attention at the time. So, anything superhero related was going to get, a lot of attention also. And Venom was one of those films. Venom 2 came out right when quarantine restrictions were being lifted. So Venom 2 was just one of those offerings that was in theaters and people, were desperate to do things, and Venom 2 was one of those things. Now, Venom 3, there's no looming factor, and so far it's not doing too well, but we'll see where things end up. I'm still a little optimistic as to how that will end up. So for now, it's still a maybe. So we'll see what the end results will end up being. I predict no, but for now, we'll see. But now let's get into November. So let's get into it. So this one already came out, but it didn't do well. That film being Here, the Robert Zemeckis film. I predicted no just because I didn't think many people were going to be that interested. And it had a very limited marketing run. I don't recall much marketing for it, so that also contributed to it as well. But yeah, I just didn't see many people interested, and well, many people were not interested. So now talking about the ones that have not been released yet, let's get into it. So the first one that I want to talk about is Red One. Of course, this is the $200 million Christmas film starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. I am saying no. largely because, firstly, reviews have not been great. A lot of mediocre reviews, leaning more towards negative. Also, I just don't think the film has that kind of will have those kinds of legs when it comes to the box office. Um, so I think really of the films coming out in terms of occupying larger budgets, I think this is the one that's probably going to end up being buried. Um, so that's my prediction there. I think this film's probably not going to do too well. Uh, so then we head into what is basically their, as we illustrate on the channel, Hollywood's first attempt at revitalizing the Barbie Oppenheimer trend with Gladiator 2 and Wicked coming out the same weekend. For Gladiator 2, we'll start there. I'm saying no, because firstly, massive budget attached to that. We're talking about, I think, at least 250 bare minimum, not to mention marketing costs that are going for it. So yeah, so we're talking about a massive investment, and projections are already fairly low for it here domestically, and I doubt that it's going to have much legs in the foreign market, especially when you look at the first film. It wasn't a big draw, so I don't understand why they think that this is gonna, you know, go any further than how it was previously. So I don't see much there for Gladiator 2. As for Wicked, I will say the same thing. I don't see a lot there for Wicked either. It is probably going to do better than Gladiator 2. Projections have it doing it better. But I don't think that that's going to mean as much when it's all said and done. Again, carrying a big budget, something like 150 or so. And you have to consider marketing costs, so probably closer to a $200 million investment. So I don't see much. I don't see much for that specifically. Um, I have a sliver of optimism for that film, but it's minor. I have big doubts that it's really going to take off. Um, but we'll see. Right now, I'm saying no, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. So, and then the one that I do believe that it is going to do well in November, I think is really, to be honest with you, I think this is going to be the film of the fall season of just between November and December. I think it's going to be Moana 2. I think this is the one that's going to be ended up taking up the most money throughout the holiday season. It's already getting big projections, something like 130 million here in the U.S. So there's even chatter from theater owners saying that this might outpace Inside Out 2. Who knows? I don't know if it's going to do that crazy, but all signs are pointing to this doing very, very well. And I think that's going to extend over to December. So, yeah, I think that's going to end up doing the best. And frankly, I think it's going to bury a lot of these other films, as I've mentioned. Wicked, again, like I said, might be an outlier on that, but I'm leaning more towards no. But yeah, Moana 2 is definitely going to be a big hit, I think. Or I think it's definitely going to be definitely going to be collecting the most money in that month specifically. All right, so now extending it over to December, we have Kraven the Hunter. I think we can all agree this is going to fail. The reason the company moved this film in the first place, I think, speaks volumes. I think it was initially supposed to come out in the summer, but now it's being pushed all the way back to the end of the year. So I think that speaks volumes to, how that film is going to perform. I just frankly also think no one's going to care, especially as I've illustrated Moana 2 coming out the week before this. Yeah, I just don't think anyone's going to care. So yeah, I really don't see much success or anything of noteworthiness coming out of Kraven. So. Next film to talk about, Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. I honestly don't see this doing well either, and mainly to do with its choice in presentation. I think that its choice in anime specifically, I think is kind of limiting here in North America. Animation proper, like 2D or 3D animation, is a lot more accepting in the North American market, but for anime specifically, they're hitting a specific demo, a specific group of people that here in North America are more accepting of than others. So I think that the choice and presentation, I think, is going to work against it when it comes to racking up success here in North America. Now, in the foreign market, who's to say? But I, again, have doubts because I don't believe Lord of the Rings to be a popular series in the foreign market. Here in North America, it absolutely is, but I don't know if resonates as much as, say, in like China or Japan. I don't know. But yeah, I have doubts on that. I don't think that's going to do too well. So yeah, I think the choice and presentation is going to work against it. It feels like something that should have been released on streaming. If I'm just being totally honest here, just feels like it was made for that. So, but yeah, I don't see much success there. And now we're getting into the second attempt at the Barbie Oppenheimer trend. This one being Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa the Lion King. So, talking about Sonic first, this is a maybe. I'm not gonna say this is gonna flop. I think that it it depends on its budget. I think typically these films carry reasonable price tags, so and they do marginally well. They do enough to satisfy. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not saying that it's gonna not do well. I think it just really depends on the level of investment for this specific film. So. As for Mufasa, Lion King, I think that it definitely has. There's definitely good chances for it to do fine. I think that it will. I think that it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do as well comparatively speaking as Moana 2 is gonna be doing. But again, I think that notability, with IP and generally speaking within the Christmas season, I think that Disney is going to be having more satisfying results in the upcoming winter season compared to a lot of other companies. Because I think Mufasa will kind of share in uh, some of that Disney fare that's going to be taking place within November and December with Moana 2 leading that charge, and I think Mufasa kind of closing that out. So, I'm not saying it's going to do well. I'm still kind of doubting that, but I think that it definitely has better odds. So I'm leaning more towards a yes for now, but that's with what Moana 2 may give to Mufasa in terms of just building up Disney fare and Disney, uh, that sort of just, because also these films are aimed at families and you're hitting holiday seasons that are all about family gatherings. So I think that those films are going to have advantages over that sort of, mentality and spirit and thus driving in more, awareness and more people to see those specific films. So, but Mufasa, I have some doubts on, but I'm leaning more towards a yes because of the time it's coming out and what Moana 2 may do and help in servicing Mufasa. So, and just frankly, just like I said, with the holiday season, Mufasa is the thing that I think is going to attract more audience compared to Sonic. So, and then finally, Nosferatu. I'm going to say no. I don't see a lot of people coming out to check it out. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't see a lot for it. I doubt they're going to push it too much in terms of a marketing campaign. So with that, I feel like they're going to have a limited reach. And again, just by attraction, horror film within the holiday season, and it doesn't have really a holiday connection outside of environment, just a literal winter setting. I just don't think that's going to be as attractive compared to something like Mufasa, where it's more family centric. So I'm going to say no on that, but maybe I'll be wrong. So those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions for the fall season. Looking to be pretty grim, to be honest. There's some things here and there. Mainly, I think Disney is going to do very well. I think Disney is going to be having a good winter season, but a lot of these other companies I feel are going to be struggling, specifically that of Paramount Pictures. I just Gladiator 2, especially with that's going to be a big loss for them. Sonic, we'll see. We'll see how that does. But yeah, Sony especially too is also not having a great time. Here didn't do well. Craven we know is not going to do well. Uh, yeah. Who has Red One? I gotta check on that. Who has Red One? Um, who's distributing Red One? Is that Sony as well? Because that would suck if that's Sony. It is Amazon, actually. Okay. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Um, yeah, Jesus Christ, $250 million. Oh my God. But but yeah, those are my predictions. I'm predicting Disney's gonna have a good holiday season, and the rest are going to be kind of struggling quite a bit. So those are my predictions. You guys know your thoughts in the comment section below. Which films you think are going to be doing well versus films that are not going to do well, and let me know just generally also what films are you looking forward to. I really am not interested in any of these movies, to be honest with you. Nosferatu would probably be the one that I'm probably the most curious on. Um, but you guys let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.